As you know, there's lots of talk about artificial intelligence.
What if I told you the world's next superpower won't be decided by war, but by who writes the best algorithms? For years, the US led the AI race. But while America debated, China executed, quietly building the tech that could shape how the entire world thinks, trades, and governs. It's a power shift happening in real time. In this video, we'll break down how the US is losing its grip on AI, and what it must do to stop a future it no longer controls. The United States still leads the pack in AI research, accounting for about 39% of the world's AI publications between 2019 and 2024. Tech giants like OpenAI continue to break new ground. Take GPT-4, for example. It runs on a neural network with over 1.75 trillion parameters, allowing machines to generate human-like language with stunning accuracy. And it's not only the companies. The talent pipeline is strong too. Schools like MIT are turning out more than 300 AI PhDs a year, keeping America's AI brainpower well-stocked. But China is closing in, fast. Since launching its next-generation AI development plan in 2017, the Chinese government has funneled over $18 billion into its AI sector. Companies like Baidu and Tencent are making serious strides, with models like DeepSeek's R1 using 35% less energy than similar US systems. As much as the efficiency is impressive, it's also practical. In Shenzhen, for example, AI-driven automation boosted factory productivity by 20% in 2023. Back in the US, building the infrastructure to support all this AI power is proving tricky. Training massive models means racking up thousands of GPUs, each guzzling electricity, over 20 megawatts per data center. Microsoft's data center in Wyoming, for instance, hit a 16-month delay due to environmental pushback, including concerns over aquifer depletion and the endangered Wyoming toad. Meanwhile, China powered ahead, literally launching its AI supercomputing center in Tianjin in 2022, stocked with 15,000 GPUs and running entirely on carbon-neutral offshore wind. When it comes to private investment, the US still holds an edge, pouring $46.5 billion into more than 1,200 AI startups in 2023. But even with all that capital, growth has been slowed by regulatory uncertainty around data privacy and energy use. China, while investing slightly less at $32 billion across 950 startups, is catching up fast by focusing on scalable, cost-effective applications. The race is tightening, and every move counts. To slow China's rapid AI rise, the US kicked off export controls that made it tougher for companies like Huawei and SMIC to get their hands on advanced semiconductors and cloud services. In response, Washington didn't stand still. It built strategic alliances like the 2023 US-EUAI Cooperation Framework and a trilateral pact with Japan and South Korea. These partnerships work to align AI regulations and lock down semiconductor supply chains, which are absolutely critical for AI progress. Together, these alliances push for shared standards around AI safety, data privacy, and ethical use. Take the 2024 OECD AI Principles, for example. Backed by over 40 countries, they emphasize transparency, human oversight, and robust AI systems. With different countries prioritizing their own agendas, there's a real risk of splintering into tech blocks, where AI platforms don't quite mesh, making global cooperation a tricky puzzle. Meanwhile, China's AI scene thrives on tight government-industry teamwork. Their open-source Paddle framework saw its active users jump 150% between 2022 and 2024, becoming the backbone for countless Chinese startups. Through the Digital Silk Road, part of the Belt and Road Initiative, China has poured over $8 billion into AI infrastructure across Southeast Asia and Africa, exporting everything from surveillance tech to smart city systems and facial recognition tools. China's influence doesn't stop there. Through bodies like the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, it's shaping AI regulations in more than 20 countries. By weaving its technology and rules into foreign markets, China is building lasting control over the AI ecosystem well beyond its own borders. China's AI momentum comes from big-picture national plans like the 14th Five-Year Plan, which commits over $20 billion to AI innovation from 2021 to 2025. This centralized strategy connects more than 600 AI research institutes with top tech companies and regulatory bodies, sparking fast collaboration and breakthroughs. Hardware is a major focus. Huawei's AI chips, like the Ascend 910 and 310, power everything from cloud data centers to edge devices. In 2024, Huawei announced it plans to produce over 700,000 AI chips a year, aiming to cut dependence on foreign suppliers. These chips fuel key applications in telecom, autonomous vehicles, and smart manufacturing. China's urban AI deployments show off its strengths. In Shenzhen, more than 100,000 AI-powered surveillance cameras feed data into centralized systems used for law enforcement, traffic management, and public safety. Hangzhou's City Brain platform pulls real-time information from 50,000 sensors, cutting traffic jams by 15% and speeding up emergency responses by 30%. AI's reach also stretches into agriculture. Companies like XAG run fleets of autonomous drones covering 180 million hectares in 2023, lifting crop yields by 18% while slashing pesticide use. In manufacturing hubs like Suzhou, AI-driven predictive maintenance has trimmed downtime by up to 27%. By weaving together strategic funding, cutting-edge hardware, smart city AI, and industry-specific innovation, China is solidifying its place as a global AI powerhouse. The U.S. Department of Defense's Joint Artificial Intelligence Center, or JAIC, is at the forefront of weaving AI into military operations. Take Project Maven, for instance. It sifts through more than 30 million hours of drone footage every year to sharpen target identification. In 2024, the Pentagon set aside $2.8 billion for AI initiatives focused on autonomous systems, cyber defense, and battlefield intelligence. To slow China's military AI push, the US enforces strict export controls that limit Chinese access to powerful AI chips like NVIDIA's H100 and AMD's MI250 GPUs, essential for training massive neural networks. These controls also restrict cloud computing services and AI development tools from reaching Chinese firms. Meanwhile, China's military-civil fusion policy tightens the bond between the People's Liberation Army and private companies, fueling innovations like the CH-5 surveillance drone, which can stay airborne for over 40 hours. AI also plays a role in guiding hypersonic missiles with dynamic trajectory shifts, making them harder to intercept. Facing these export restrictions, Tencent reportedly stockpiled more than 100,000 AI chips, while domestic players like SMIC aim to become self-reliant in advanced chip manufacturing by 2027. On the global stage, the AI Partnership for Defense, launched in 2025 between the US and India, pushes joint AI research, secure data sharing, and resilient supply chains. Meanwhile, the Quad Alliance works together on AI ethics, interoperability, and defense standards. But there's a cautionary note. A 2023 RAND Corporation report warns that AI-driven decision cycles risk sidelining human judgment, raising the chances of miscalculations and unintended escalation, especially when it comes to nuclear command systems. After years of fragmented policy and growing competition from abroad, the US is mounting a serious comeback in the global AI race, leveraging both its innovation ecosystem and a renewed focus on infrastructure. Once seen as lagging in areas like energy readiness and chip production, America is now repositioning itself with a series of bold, tech-driven moves. The Department of Energy is converting 16 federal sites into AI-ready data centers, powered by nuclear and renewable energy to support the immense computing needs of future models. In Pennsylvania, the $10 billion transformation of the defunct Homer City coal plant into a high-performance AI hub signals a deeper shift, reviving old industrial assets to fuel tomorrow's breakthroughs. Semiconductor manufacturing, once outsourced, is returning to American soil. Backed by $52.7 billion from the CHIPS and Science Act, firms like Micron, Samsung, and GlobalFoundries are expanding domestic fabs across key states. This resurgence in chip production lays the foundation for a more self-reliant AI hardware supply chain, one that doesn't buckle under export controls or global shortages. Meanwhile, a powerful alliance of tech giants is helping drive this turnaround. OpenAI, SoftBank, Oracle, and MGX launched Stargate LLC, a $500 billion initiative to supercharge U.S. AI infrastructure and create over 100,000 jobs by 2029. International capital is flowing in too, with investment from Saudi Arabia and the UAE fueling large-scale AI deployments by NVIDIA, AMD, and Google. On the regulatory front, the U.S. is no longer just reacting, it's shaping the rules. The AI Safety Institute is coordinating with global partners to define model evaluation standards, and new cooperative frameworks launched at the AI Seoul Summit show America back at the table, leading the conversation. For a country once warned it might lose its technological lead, these moves suggest a different story, one of resilience, reinvention, and a real path to reclaiming dominance in AI, not just as a player, but as the standard setter. AI is no longer just about technology. It's about power, influence, and who shapes the future. The US led for years, but China's rapid rise has turned AI into a global battleground where innovation meets ideology. The stakes are high, but the US is gearing up for a comeback with bold investments, stronger alliances, and a renewed drive to lead on its own terms. If this breakdown helped you see the bigger picture, give it a like and subscribe for more on military tech, robotics, and the future of innovation. See you in the next one.